Hello everybody, Houston here. I hope you guys are doing well, having a great day or a great night. And before jumping to the charts, don't forget to smash the like button, share with your friends, and subscribe as well. And let's start. So first things first, before talking about price and etc., let's take a look on the external events and fundamentals. So we have Ripple, just a second, versus SEC, 15 and 22 the next dates. Also we have custody coming, and so this one I will tag AX here because their previous deadline just faded. So it's a complete joke, right? We have a lot of people involved, a lot of people working, and they can even figure out or hold their deadline. So yeah, so complete joke, but okay. So just for me to have an understanding of the coming events, the date is not important, okay? So let me see. Actually, let's try to do this. Just a moment. Okay. So this is going to be like a trigger effect. So the first one, and then the second one, and then the third one, and goes on and on and on. So we understand that not all the coins and tokens are going to be benefited from the regulations. For example, there are coins and tokens that are going to be deemed as security 100%, so there's no doubt about it. But when things are going up, people don't care about those things, so they never try to mitigate or to manage risk. It's all about euphoria, emotions, and yeah, so we know it's not going to end well. So a thing that I want to show you here is this. We know that Kik in the past had a problem with the SEC, but their case was about they being a security or not based in their ICO. Okay, so we know XRP didn't came from a ICO, right? And then Kik was cleared. So in this scenario for XRP, just a second, let's change this one. So XRP. The thing is, so let's move further. 2014 deemed currency. Okay, so the next window of events that we are aware is this. We know XRP and Ripple, etc., will come out of this being deemed as a currency, right? And we talked about this back in the day. A lot of folks were saying, "Oh no, it's going to be a commodity and etc., or a hybrid, whatever." But that's not the case. So XRP will be deemed a currency, and the beauty about this is that right now, so let's say they reach a deal, they make a deal on 15 or 22, doesn't matter, okay? So XRP will be the only one, the only coin out there regulated ahead of the market. So we'll be the only one, right? Because Bitcoin and Ethereum are based in a gas. There is nothing in the paper, there is nothing in regulations, there is nothing, zero. So this will be big, a big event, okay? And so right after, because at this point, I believe regulations are not going to come, let's say, February or even March, maybe by the summer. So XRP will probably lead the way, right? So yeah, and all these things here are going to reflect in price in a stealth way because we don't know the dates, right? So there is two approaches here. For the people, wealth people who are invested in the long term, they keep adding. They don't sell what they have to buy lower, etc. So they are basing their long-term strategy on fundamentals, right? And so this is one of the side of the equation. The other side is the one that I share in the videos, which is price action, price behavior, what's clear, what is not, what we can see, what is not there, etc., etc. Okay, so just for you guys to have I believe most of you are aware of all of this, but just for you guys to try to mix those things, because we can see something in the chart and then for a sudden something happens and is going to invalidate the idea. But again, this is going up no matter what. Okay, it's like unstoppable. Okay, the only question is when, not how. So now let's jump into the technical fundamentals. And the thing that I want to show you guys here is just a different perspective, because I'm not going to use this chart right here, just for you guys to have an idea. So back in the day, I was the only one talking about this, the only one. And some people thought this was not accurate, not relevant. But yeah, we saw this also in other coins and other tokens. And just like in 2017, XRP will be the last one to go up. And I believe all those things happen by design, not by coincidence, okay? So this is the again, okay? So again, just to keep this fresh in our memory. So this is the size of the bullish divergence. It's monstrous. I don't remember any other coin or token that had something similar. And yeah, so I've been tracking this for a long time, so I'm very familiar with XRP chart. And so yeah, this thing is big. It's big. And soon nothing will be able to keep holding price. The thing's going to blast the roof like there is no tomorrow. And yeah, so also a reflection on volume, right? So not a big one. We are going to see volume candles or bars way bigger than this one soon. Okay, so this is nothing. It's just the beginning. And yeah, so second, yeah. So in here, a similar perspective, and also it's very similar with the other one, right? So there is nothing like bearish or nothing new, no surprise. And also volatility, it's not fading away, so it's not disappearing, it is growing. Okay, so and we can see it right here. By the size, you guys can understand that is very different from all the previous action that we had before. Okay, so volatility is increasing, things are about to become crazy. So about equals X, we don't know the date, but we know it's coming without a doubt. And another thing here that we have to take a look is this. There is no such thing as new lows, okay? It's almost like 99% impossible for this to happen there is a few people out there claiming that this is going to happen, but it is not true. They don't have any technical evidence. It's all based on broken analysis and ballot TA, so they have no idea what they are talking about. Just like back in the day that we called for this pump, we were in, and also this one right here. So, and now, why? Why all of this? So let's acknowledge the previous ones right here. So let's go for this one, and this one. So what do we have here? We have new lows, right? And what we have after? We have higher lows. Even this guy here, it's a higher low compared with the previous one. And also, so a different way to acknowledge this. The ones that are inside are not relevant. And so what do we have here? The higher lows. Okay, so I talked about this months and months ago, how this would happen, and then that the next higher lows would be key to understand the direction. And so we have it. And also we have what? A bullish reversal structure. So again, if it's a reversal from what? From the previous scenario that was bearish with new lows. So a stop, no further downside. Instead, bullish reversal structure, bull break, higher lows. Okay, so this is it, folks. There is no turning back. We are not going down. This is not going to happen. Again, the chances for such a thing to happen are very, very low, and only a catastrophic event will trigger something like this. Okay, so yeah, off the charts. Let me see. So this is the weekly. Okay, so again, let's do this exercise again, because some people may miss the previous videos, and also to have a better understanding again. I saw a guy, actually is a clueless guy, talking about gaps on XRP. Well, those people should be aware that there are no such things as gaps on cryptocurrency. Yeah, so mind-blowing stuff. So this is the previous structure on the macro. This is the weekly chart. Macro, bullish structure, and bulls in control. So actually I talked about this also months and months ago, when we have been talking about who were in charge, if this was a bear market or a bull market. And this is a bull. The crypto assets are in a bull market, and also XRP, it's in a bullish trend. So this is the truth. Okay, it is what it is. If we use guidelines here, we can see this crystal clear using the same fundamentals. Previous low, and no more. We don't have any further or lower low compared with these ones. So this low here, it's actually a reversal pivot. Okay, but this kind of thing, there is no way to call this out before the whole thing plays out. Before it happens, there is no way to find validation. So that's why we always talk about one step at a time, slow and steady, because we are not trying to nail those things. because people who try, they end up losing all their money. So now let's go for the bigger one. And let's talk about the possibilities. So this one right here, there is no validation for this one. Okay, I can address this one right here. Would be a broken setup. Actually, this one as well. What I'm doing. Yes. So this one is correct. So now let's jump in on the 3 days. Okay, so the first one, so actually all this behavior was very interesting, because all those kids, oh, you know, I will wait for this settlement between Ripple and the SEC, or the end of this story before jumping in again. So yeah, most of them are already dead in the water. They can't go back, and they are not going to have a second chance. And that's very interesting. So yeah, and also this is almost 100% retrace, like 97, 98%, very bullish, very aggressive. It shows who is in charge. And yeah, fantastic stuff. So there is another thing here. Yeah. So just let's go into the daily. Okay, right. So as you guys can see, both structures are macro, okay, are big ones. And another thing to note here, it's the size. You guys remember when we talked about that volatility, it's increasing and not decreasing? So here it is. Okay, crystal clear, way bigger, increasing, and it's bullish. So that's the best part of it. So now back to this guy right here. So here, we are going to talk about the technicals and the fundamentals. So the first thing, there is no pattern here. Okay, there is no pattern. But what we understand from this kind of behavior, which looks like a fork. Just a second. So usually this correction, okay, because this is a corrective move, it has a corrective nature. So this can end up in a loser's rally, which is nothing bad. It's not bearish. So it's not like to be afraid. It's not what this is about, okay? So from here, we can expect two different scenarios, okay? So I'm not going to acknowledge something like this, because nothing is going to change, okay? Because it can end up in a lower high, just like the previous one, okay? So if this is a fork for the loser's rally, then we can expect more downside. And this is not going to be bearish at all, okay? So I am 100% certain here that this behavior before February 15, it's like if they end up with a deal tomorrow, okay? So if a deal happens, I can't say it's unlikely or likely, I don't know, okay? So I can't put things in the chart that I'm not aware, that I really don't know about it, okay? So if it happens, then we can expect the space shuttle, okay? It is what it is, we know that is going to happen. Otherwise, this scenario, it's likely to happen, right? Because if it is not going to happen on 15, maybe it can happen on 22, or maybe with the new chairman from the SEC, but he's not going to arrive today, tomorrow, or next week. So, if so, again, we can expect some downside. And also, this can be based on Bitcoin and Ethereum, the whole market, and etc. Okay, because we have two players, we have two forces right now. The first one, it's exchange bots. The second one, it's the smart money. So the exchange bots, what they are going to do if Bitcoin goes down? Bots are going to sell everything they have, no matter what coin or token it is. And so those bots are probably going to sell XRP, so price can go down. All this move here is not driven by haters, okay? Also not driven by the CCP miners and their friends and etc. We know they are not to make such moves. So these moves are being worked out by XRP bulls, the smart money, the guys who have access to premium information that can read the charts properly and know what is coming. So just a second, let's clear this. Oh, it's not you, sir? Yes. So the thing is, right now a lot of kids are calling for new highs, moon, $10. Yes, 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 but we don't have any technical evidence right now. Okay, maybe the fundamentals that we just talked about and etc. So this is our previous low, which is a higher low, right? This one right here can't be considered a higher low compared with this one. Okay, that's not how it works. That's not how we measure patterns. That's not how we properly apply Elliott waves. Yes, this is all about Elliott waves and the proper way to look at it, to identify, to measure, etc., etc. So if this down move scenario it's true and it is going to happen, then so let's just do this, right? So something like this. If so, we land here. Just a second. Oh, way better. So if this is the landing spot, then yes, then this guy right here, it is going to be our higher low. Okay, and then that's how we are going to work out to do our thing, to trade it, etc., or buy more, whatever. Okay, so that's why this is based on one step at a time. There is no other way to do this. This is not based on guessworks. So for example, there is some people who still insist in things like this. Okay, so this is not Elliott waves. So this is not how it works. That's not how we measure, how we apply tools. This is just people guessing around and, you know, just guessing. It's just like trying to render the future. It's people who read the hands, you know, trying to speculate about the future. It is what it is. Okay, so this is not the way to do it. It's just people trying to guess using Elliott tool. So that's not how it works. So talking about the just a second. Okay, so talking about the candles, let's take a look on the candles. So both candles are bearish, okay, but we have a ascending triangle here. Yes, we have one. I am going to show you right now. So before showing this triangle, let's take a look here. So here, as you guys can see, we are measuring the retrace, the correction, and as you guys can see, we have a natural limitation right here. Because this range is the last bastion. If by any means XRP is able to make a 80% retrace, then it's going to be more aggressive. But again, without a 100% move, we can call a bull break. And if they decided to try this, if from here, so actually right here, yes, so the down and then we go up. If they intend to try a straight bull break, they will need a lot of firepower, a lot, like a huge amount of firepower, because this is a exotic behavior, right? And when it comes down to patterns, we understand that this is not ready or fully developed, and etc., etc. Or if it happens, will be probably based on a deal tomorrow or by February 22. So I strongly believe price will came first before the good news. This is most likely to happen, and yeah, so we will see it soon. Okay, so yeah, and now let's jump into the 4. It won't be clear on the 4. As you guys can see, it's not clear here, but it is on the 1 hour chart. And I know it because I was looking at this chart since yesterday. So here it is. We are going to talk about possible scenarios here. Okay, so when we zoom out, it is not bullish. When we zoom in, it looks like bullish. So the problem with ascending triangles, it's like this. They are not bullish and they are not bearish. They are like a mix. So if we try to trade this kind of structure 100, 1000 times, the positive outcome is going to be like 55, 60% a win rate. Okay, so it's not like a big deal. For the reasons are, so we end up with a break and then we catch up. So this is a 100% retrace. Okay, 100%. Just a second. Let's do this the right way. Right here. Yes, so that's the 100%, but it's a marginal one because it's like 100.50 or 101, so it's weak. Okay, not kind of a big deal. And they also lose steam in such a moves because for flat structures demand a lot of firepower. And the same thing is true if this were a bearish structure. Okay, such a scenario would lead to a bear break. But here it's not reliable. So let's say XRP goes to, and then let's take a look here on the macro. Okay, right here. Sometimes we end up with the bear break from the ascending triangle, and other times we end up with a marginal bull break, and then we go down. Okay, so I already saw this many times, not only on crypto and also not only on XRP, on forex as well, gold, dollar, etc, etc. So this is nothing new, it's just repetition. And let's take a look here again. So a possible target, by a matter of fact, can be here. Yes, which is exactly around 80% retrace. Okay, if we measure here, we find 80% inside the between both. And then maybe we go down. So now we must talk about the other possible outcome. 31 minutes already. Just a second, folks. Whoop. Yeah. So let's go back because I need the daily chart. No, let's go for the 4. Yes. So I talked about a few possible scenarios here, and the other one that we have to talk about is this one. So let's say we end up with a marginal bull break here to 6.7, 6.80, oh 6.90, right? So just for the sake of this example, and then we go down. So let's say this is because this can be, okay, so this can be. So instead of a further down aggression, so for example, let's say just a second, it must be anything below 17, right? So let's go from 21, yeah, because we have a key level at 21. So this range right here, because we know flat structures are bearish, so we don't want anything flat at all. So or above. Okay, so anything like this, avoiding this guy right here, so it's likely, it's favorable to have it above or below. Okay, so and also let's acknowledge this guy right here. $21. Okay, so doesn't matter. Also here above this guy right here. So all those places can be bullish landing spots. Okay, doesn't matter where it lands. It will stay. It will stay bullish. Okay, we are not going to have any problem at all. We know a lot of people will probably freak out, but we understand this is bullish development, so nothing to be afraid. And a much better scenario can be this one right here, which would mean just a second, let's work this again. Okay, so something like this, and then we will have our new higher low with proper validation. And then if this scenario plays out, which by the way, if it plays out, it can end up in a way of a falling wedge. But the only problem with this scenario is that it can't play out if we end up with a lot of volatility for the downside. We know it's contained, but still would invalidate a falling wedge scenario, because we know volatility is increasing and not decreasing. Okay, so by a matter of fact, such a higher low, yeah, so let's pretend. So the only issue with this guideline, because there is no validation for this line yet, okay, so this is speculation, a speculative line. The only problem with a higher low around this range is the time frame. As you guys can see here, it's March, okay, so I don't know how this can play out, but would be a much better, sorry, it would be a much better scenario. Okay, so guys, those are the things that we have in the radar for now. Other than this, there is nothing else. I can't see anything. And don't forget the external events, okay, because if they're going to settle a deal, it is going to happen. Okay, so yeah, I believe this is it for now. If anything changes, any big change, I will let you guys know. I am going to update. And yeah, so thanks for your patience, thanks for your time, thanks for your support as well. And don't forget to blast the like button to support this channel, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so guys, I will see you guys soon. Stay safe and see ya.